it's great for us, finally meet, after all these emails back and forth. And, yeah, we're honored for you to, hop on our interview session.
I'm really happy, and I'm really happy to be here today and to help kick off, I guess, and spread because I know your team has been working so hard to, I guess, just gain and I guess its social and its public presence becoming even not just about selling ASICs and stuff like that, but just be about an informing channel. I see you covering a lot of different coins, what's going on in the market. So you're just kind of not just bringing, okay, here's our ASICs and here's the Jazz Miner or the iPolo, but you're looking at different coins, different opportunities, how to make passive income. And you're just trying to really, saying grow and be helpful in that sense. And I think it's, knowledge is the big thing. I think I found has kind of grown my channel in a way, especially when I had things in the past, like a lot of GPU mining. We
Yo.
faced things like LHR, which are you familiar with, like LHR, which is light hash rate for video cards? So NVIDIA kind of limited our ability to mine on their cards. They kind of put a speed limit on it. So we could only get
Hmm.
half the hash rate. So I was kind of working with T-Rex, NB Miner, and when we were able to crack those and I was able to develop some really optimal overclocks for it, we were able to give people a lot. And I found by giving and sharing that knowledge, it really helped my channel grow a lot. So I think, the avenue that Jingle Mining is pursuing also as far as just sharing knowledge, bringing a lot of different people on board to kind of, I guess just help us kind of through these really tough times is something I think people really appreciate because there's really not a lot of good news in the market right now.
Yep, yep. I totally agree because, we're in an extremely bear market, and that's what we always wanted to do, to share knowledge and to build up a culture, a community. So we just do not want to be only an ASIC distributor, but also we want to build up a solid community and a community full of people who are very passionate about the future of Web3 and blockchain and crypto in general. But we do also want everyone to make some money, right? So, but it's a bear market, so the only thing we can do is provide our viewers, our subscribers with some information and some advices we can give them, to help them through this bear market.
I mean, I appreciate it. Try to tune in when I see the Jingle Mining posts. I try to tune in and just, I'll let my viewers be aware of it too, because sometimes you guys even have some great giveaways. Sometimes it's some USDT, sometimes it's some hash rate. And
Yep.
hey, who doesn't like free stuff, especially in this market? Because honestly, the majority, I have a lot of GPUs and miners, and we'll get into
Yep.
them a little bit later if you want, but the majority of my miners are down right now, and I have a really good electric rate compared to a lot of people. And the majority of people who I know, they're off. I was watching some of my other content creators this morning, and these are also, collaborators like myself. And the majority of them, some of them have like, 1,000 plus GPUs and have ideal electric, but they're down. It's just
Yeah, so
because, the
so
climate is just, it's extremely hard to be profitable.
it's barely profitable. So, I mean, I guess we just need to, stick around and, try
I
our
mean,
best to survive in this bear market. Yep.
one of the things too, I guess I was talking to you about a little bit, we were chatting about even off channel prior to this I attended, Bitmain invited me to go to the WDMS, which is in Cancun. And I thought it was just going to be a bunch of people talking about how many exahash they have mining on their Bitcoin farm in in the Amazon or something. But I
Hmm.
really, as they called it, it was a summit of proof of work. And there was a no pressure environment there, really. Just a lot of people saying, hey, we have hosting, or hey, we have equipment, or we have some facilities or partnerships, whatever it may be. But the whole thing from Bitmain, it was a no pressure environment. Their whole strategy was just saying, hey, we're here to have fun. Cryptos right now, we know it's down. I'm not going to tell you to come and buy miners. We're not going to tell you to do this, but this is the time too that the people who kind of have an insight or feel confident about certain avenues in the market prepare in the bear to prosper in the bull. And that really kind of resonated with me because when I talk to a lot of the other OG miners who've been in this a lot longer than I have, I found people like Red Panda Mining and some
Hmm.
other people too. They say turns out some of their most profitable mining time was in the last bear market. Sure, they were able to cash out and capitalize in the bull, but it was the
Hmm.
hodling along and making it through that bear market was what gave them the opportunity to find equipment or find other things that they wouldn't have been able to find in a normal market. So they didn't realize it at the time. It felt like, wow, we're making crap. We're making really, really little money. But turned out that money was actually worth a lot because when those coins pumped and rallied up, it turned out to be quite a substantial.
Yep. So we should just, mine these coins and, just hold on for it, hold on and until the bear market is past and we finally have a bull run. So, and at that time, we probably have a chance to, capitalize everything. And yeah, let's go to the first interview questions, if you're
Sure.
ready. Can you do a little introduction of yourself? What's your YouTube channel name and what do you do in general?
Okay, so hi, my name is Crypto Mining Insider. If you don't know me, and I run a YouTube channel, but I guess I run have a normal day job. I run technology for finance, banking, and finance companies. But what I really love to do is my passion is doing crypto mining. So I kind of take some of that programmatic and IT background I have, and I pair that up with what I do with crypto mining. And I was doing it for a while and then said, hey, this would be fun to kind of share some of this knowledge and just that's kind of how I evolved my channel. But I'm really at heart, I'm really a miner first. So anything I do, it's not really clickbait. It's like, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm surviving. So when I turn off, I tell you turn off. If I'm buying something, I tell it to you. I'm not, I don't make videos just to make videos. I'm just trying to
Hmm.
document and kind of share my journey firsthand. What am I doing from a monetary point of view, to try to make money, to try to find opportunities. And one of the biggest things I've learned is that one of probably the biggest lesson though too is your equipment, purchasing equipment, getting the right deals at the right time. That's probably one of the most paramount, I guess, numbers in building a mining farm. If you're
Hmm.
paying, way overpriced for certain hardware, you're going to take a beating and you're going to have a hard time trying to ROI. But now I look
Yes.
back and I say the times that I camped out overnight to get a graphic card, or I've hunted down certain things, or drove a couple hundred miles to get a good deal on something, I can really see that that paid off because where I was able to ROI on a lot of my equipment, not all of it, I probably only hit about 80% overall, 78 to 80%. But I knew I could carry that other margin. But I know from a lot of my subscribers, I actually put a poll up probably sometime just before Ethereum went proof of stake. And at the
Hmm.
time, there was a lot of people there. It was 25% only. They've recovered their investment or 50%. So
Yep.
getting the hardware, the right hardware, and getting it at the right price at the right time is really a huge key in being able to survive. If you come into a bull market and you're buying things at top dollar and you're kind of late in the game, it's kind of, it's a dangerous window or there's a lot more risk to it, I think.
Exactly, exactly. So, some that's also why I think some people say, in a bear market, it's a perfect time to buy the ASIC miner because ASICs at their will most likely to be at the lowest price in the bear market. Comparing to the bull market, where the manufacturers and distributors they price the ASICs according to their return on investment period. So they will intentionally control the ROI within 2 years because it's a pretty sweet investment if it's within 2 years, right? But in a bear market, so what distributors and manufacturers will do will be price the ASICs toward more of its manufacturing costs. So in the bear market, we can get the lowest price of ASICs possible. What do you think of that statement?
I think it's really interesting. I see that's what happens, and I think it's interesting. And I kind of see a lot of feedback from viewers. They think, oh, well, if this miner is down this low now in price, it's because, think of how much markup the vendors were making on it or the distributors were making on it. I mean, I have some miners. For example, I even have one. I love it too. It's a gold shell. It's a
Okay.
Cadena miner. It's a KD Box Pro. When that miner originally came out, I think in April, it was around $7,000, and
Hmm.
that's what that miner was selling for. I only got it sometime late in the summer, and then around that time, I think it was around $1,500. But you look for something. Wow, it was $8,000 back in April. Now it's down to 1,500. Now they're down to like $700 range
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And now we know the KA3 is coming out really soon,
Yep.
and the KA3 is the most profitable miner right now, at least on mine ASIC and ASIC miner value showing. So, and that's
Yes.
going to really take a miner like that. So for the people who bought an ASIC like that at that maybe $7,000 price, I wonder if they'll ever be able to. I don't think they'll ever be able to ROI on it. And I
Yes.
think that's kind of a fear a lot of people have. If I spend this much for an ASIC on this, is it going to turn into a brick before I get my money back?
Yeah, exactly. I think to ask the right question and to find the right timing to purchase an equipment at the right price is the most important advice we can give to fellow members in our community. Okay, so moving on to the second questions. What coins are you mining right now?
Primarily, I guess I'm mining Ethereum, anything ETH or ETC based. I'm using my most profitable miner right now, in theory, should be the Jazz miner, the X4Q.
Mm-hmm.
And it is consistently because regardless of I have a varying electric cost. So sometimes during the day, my electric cost could be 6.5 cents to 8.5 cents. And then in those few peak hours of the day, it'll go up to like 22 cents. So, what I'm saying, on those
Yep.
hours, and two, I try to just remote them down when I'm not using it. But the Jazz miner is my most profitable one. And that's typically mining like usually ETC or ETC and ZIL. But I'm actually solo mining on that one. And ironically, I'm also the other one that's I'm using is also the iPolo, the gold.
Okay.
And that one's actually been a really lucky miner because I actually just hit 2 solo blocks on it within the last 3 weeks.
Oh, really? That's super
So
lucky. So you are
it
solo mining on both the
both of them.
iPollo and Jasmine X4Q?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Solo mining on both of them. And actually the iPolo is extra lucky right now. It's probably, like I said, it probably did, I think, two blocks in the last few weeks and probably a third block like a few weeks before that.
Yeah, the profitability then will be like a lot more than if you're using a mining pool.
The pool's
Hmm.
just, it's kind of strange too. And a lot of people, including myself, I kind of wonder, it's just like when we see the prices come down like this so much, but yet we still see difficulty is up so high on these coins. That
Yep.
means there's a lot of hash rate on it. So there's still a lot of miners on these coins. Ethereum
Yes.
Classic still has a lot of hash rate. So there's a lot of people out there with cheap electric. But even if I look at other coins that are even GPU mineable, they're
Hmm.
still kind of pretty saturated. It seems like once all that hash rate came off of Ethereum, and it's like we have a big pizza pie and everyone's taking a little bite of it. Now all of a sudden we
Yep.
have a little pizza pie and we're trying to still feed the same amount of people from that little pie. It's kind of really
Yeah.
hard and just we're waiting for something to kind of emerge.
Yeah.
And I see whenever I have any news, like some new coins coming out and it looks like it's profitable, all of a sudden everyone will just try to jump on it because, everyone's looking, we want to be able to at least make some hopeful profit or have some hope. And right now it's kind of a really challenging market.
Yeah, exactly,
But
exactly. I think the Ethereum merge is actually a catastrophe for us as miners. I mean, it's definitely a good news for blockchain and crypto in general, but I think for miners, it's devastating. To take all the Ethereum hash rate to all these other altcoins, especially Ethereum Classic. Before the merge, our miners is doing pretty well, even mining Ethereum Classic. But after the merge and with this bear market right now, the Ethereum price plunged and also the difficulty surge. So I think it's a very challenging time, and uh, that's why we still we do not want to push our viewers to purchase our miners. We just want to share some information, especially in our live stream and to build up our community.
so it was just incredible to see, I'm saying, a miner like that. And I think there's going to be, again, it's not financial advice, but I think there's going to be hope because miners like the Apollo, like that, at least they have the 5.8 gigabytes, so they have the bigger DAG, so they'll be able to
Yep.
mine for quite a while at least, and especially if it's Ethereum Classic. But there's going to be, I think, there's been so many breakouts from Ethereum Proof of Work, Ethereum Fair, We've
Yep.
had some other coins that kind of were out there, but they kind of did rug pulls, pink chain, and other things. There's going to be other coins I think that are going to come out that are going to be using the, ET hash or Ethereum Classic algorithm, and having a miner like the Jazz miner or the Apollo. It's just
Mhm.
they're really extremely efficient. You could see that's where these miners do great because even in this really really bear market, I can still keep it on and make a profit, even if it's small. At least I can.
Yep. Yep. What are some of the best, most profitable ASIC miners you currently have?
Most profitable right now is, I guess, would be in general would be the Jazz Miner, the X4Q, because that one is just, it's over 1 gigahash and it's only using, I think, about 480 watts.
How much is it making you like in terms of dollar value
I
per
think
day?
it would be making a couple of dollars a day, but if I'm running it solo mining, because
Oh, okay.
I kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
to do
yeah.
the solo mining. So right now, that's why I said too, the iPolo is actually this past couple of weeks, the iPolo is actually in the lead a little bit, but I know I've already did had some good success solo mining on the Jazz Miner in the
Yep.
past. So it's just I kind of enjoy that a little bit, seeing that message in the middle of the night. Ta-dum, you've mined a block, and it's like yes,
Yes, it's like more of a surprise
right.
than using a mining pool.
I think the Jazz Mine is probably the most profitable. The iPolo is probably number two on it, and the Classic is also doing okay. I have that solo mining; it catches one here and there, but I'm looking to get involved with some of the more other ASICs. I'm looking actually into the KA3.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I actually
That's definitely, yeah.
I have a KA3 ordered right now. I got that, and I'm looking for an L7 and a
Okay.
K7 as well.
So yeah, the K3 is definitely, the most profitable right now. But actually, I'm wondering like once it got out and once the order is shipped to all these all the people, all the customers from Bitmain, and the difficulty, the hash rate will surge, right? So I'm actually very curious, how the profitability of that miner will go, given how powerful it is and how many people take the order already. So, and with, some future plans of Bitmain to release more powerful data miners. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, to see how the profitability will go from its previous estimation on ASIC miner value or miner ASIC to what it actually does in the future.
I think you hit you hit it and said it spot on, Sean, because I also have the same concern, even though I got it at the most lowest price I've seen because I actually got it from Bitmain for the original even price of $5,300. There
Hmm.
was, I'm saying, a lot of people even at that event, and I know of a few hundred other people who were also there who also made their purchases too. So depending upon those first few batches, if they end up releasing, I'm saying, a few thousand of these miners,
Yep.
we're already seeing the difficulty go up. So I already know some of the KA3s are online. If you look at the difficulty for Cadena, it's probably doubled in the past 2 months
Yep.
or past 3 months. And you see the profitability of that miner has gone from about $60 a day to about $25 a day approximately.
Yep.
But the coin itself has gone from $1.50 a day down to about now it's about 80 cents, 80 something cents a day. So it has a market cap of only about 200 million. Can it
Yeah.
sustain how many shovels? How many miners is Bitmain going to put out there? And is it going to be able to substantiate that coin? Because what's dangerous, and I think this is what a lot of people wonder, is like if I can't mine Cadena with it,
Yeah.
maybe I think some people, I think there's XVG, Verge is another one, but what else am I really going to be able to use it for? There's really not good a lot of good Plan B coins like you would
Yeah.
with Ethereum and ETC.
Yeah. So probably if you don't mind KDA with it, it's gonna just turn into a brick, and it's not gonna be uh, profitable, at all, if you are not mining KDA with it. But I think we can expect, for the altcoins like Ethereum Classic and KDA to develop and evolve, after all these hash rate come in, because we all know, there are so many miners in the world right now, and these miners, we like they won't go down without a fight. So I think there are things coming for Ethereum Classic and KDA, in terms of the to build up the basic network and to deploy some useful applications on it. And I think by that time, the coin price will surge, and it could be a really good catalyst to move us out of this bear market.
Completely agree. Other points too, just on top of just the dollar metrics of it, when I was doing even my own research on Cadena, I just found it technologically, it's a superior coin in many ways. Because Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, it's one chain.
Yep.
Cadena actually works in multiple chains running in parallel, and they're braided together on what's formed chain web, superior than Bitcoin as far as the number of transactions, Ethereum, and other things too. So technology, it has a lot of advantages from what I'm reading, but like many coins, I think the big key is combine its adoption.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
how well, what exchanges, even though it's on like Binance US, what exchanges, the NFTs, what other platforms really adopt it, who tweets about it. That'll be a big thing too.
Yep. Yeah. The Twitter plays actually a super important role, in crypto world. It's crazy to see, Dogecoin to surge only after like one tweet from Elon Musk.
Right. And even the news of Musk buying and Twitter then just put a lot of speculative people, oh, now Dogecoin will be worth even more. Man, you see the L7s, they're pulling more profits right now.
Yes,
So
exactly.
so there's a lot of perception plays a big role, I think, with crypto.
Yes. I think the crypto is most of the cryptos are focusing on, selling the stories, more than its actual utility.
I think a lot of people too, and they get involved with a lot of people will look at situations now and they say, is it better to buy the coin? Is it better to mine the coin? And sometimes it's better to maybe it may be better to, just to buy the coin if you're bullish on it, and if you don't have good electric. And some people I know too, they just like me, I prefer to mine it if I can. But it's just kind of
Mhm.
like, different schools of thought, but just, you know, if someone tweets about it wrong, you're worried, oh, can it go, sideways? And then when we see things like FTX going under, just I think it just wreaks a lot of havoc.
Yep.
One person made some bad or just irresponsible decisions and it harms the whole industry.
So the FTX is definitely a really catastrophe event, especially in this bear market. And I think it goes, the influence goes to many other crypto exchanges as well. And that's why I've said a couple times, especially in the live stream, to move most of your funds from a centralized crypto exchange, either to a hot wallet like MetaMask or to a cold wallet like Ledger. So I think it's the most secure way to store our crypto.
And I think that also kind of, you know, does some, I guess it's good that people get aware of it before more people get hurt though too. But then that gets involved what you see a lot of staking issues. People see, oh, you can stake your coins here, but not your keys, not your wallet, technically not
Yes.
your coins when
Yes.
something like this happens. So the whole thing, I think that's kind of where Ethereum kick, I'm happy Ethereum succeeded with their move to proof of stake. Of course, that would have been bad if it didn't. I own
Yep.
some Ethereum and I'm going to hold it. But I think Ethereum was better when it was a proof of work coin because it was decentralized. It wasn't
Yep.
going through the regulatory scrutiny it had right now. It
Yep.
had a lot of adoption. And of course, as a miner, I'm going to say, yeah, I liked it a lot better when it was proof of work.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I also prefer proof of work. And but the one thing is, the environmental concerns. And definitely, when it moves to proof of stake, it's not going to be as decentralized as it is in the past. So, but we will see how it evolves eventually. So, can you introduce some of your future plans for the crypto mining or trading?
So one of my biggest plans, I guess I've learned though too from I guess the previous to the last ball into the ball and into this bear right now is don't overinvest in equipment, make super smart purchases.
Mhm.
Don't, and I guess one of the biggest things too, don't leverage yourself too much on equipment. So there's times, I could find great deals, but it's like, okay, I already spent my budget for the month. So then I'm maybe putting it on a credit card or I'm doing things, but I always sold along the way. So the two key things I guess I've learned is just don't over leverage yourself buying equipment because you don't want to put yourself in a risky situation.
Yep.
And the other thing too is don't be afraid to take profits in the bull run because you never know when the bull is how long the bull is going to last. So I was kept selling in the bull to buy more equipment, and then I would sell more to buy more equipment or pay more equipment off because some people taught me some lessons earlier on, which is you don't want to get caught paying for bills or miners or equipment in a bear market because having that bill coming back at you and you got to pay, but meanwhile you have no income coming in from that investment. That's just not a very fun place to be, or it could be risky for some people too.
Yep. Yep. So number one thing is to, take profits along the way when we are in a bull market and, to make smart purchase decisions, and in general, do your own research, especially in terms of, I think it goes either for buying the coins or buying the equipment for crypto. Just do smart things and do not gamble and do not do speculative investments, right?
Definitely. And I think one of the big things too is when you see the bull market coming, everyone all of a sudden becomes blind and it becomes a big FOMO, fear of missing out. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
I would see, I would buy a graphic card, like I know like a 3080, I'd be able to, if I got a great deal, I want it. Normally they'd be $800.
Hmm.
But since they were such scalped and in such hard demand, you'd see them being resold on eBay for like $2,100, $2,200. And
Hmm.
people would rush to buy it because they thought, oh, this card is going to make me so much.
Yep.
And, things like that. People just make these hasty decisions for fear of missing out. And sometimes
Yep.
they could be really, poor decisions.
Exactly, exactly. So we gotta stay very very we just gotta stay very calm and do not let our emotion, take the wheels. Do rational decisions and everything, right?
Crypto is not a get rich overnight scheme unless
Yep.
you play the, know, um, play the FTX game, which blows up. So that's not good
Yeah.
for anybody, really.
Yeah, so it's really a long-term investment, I believe, because I truly think crypto is going to be here for a long time, and I think it's where the finance is going to go.
I agree. And I think a lot of the people too, this is just one thing I'd just like to bring up and share is a lot of the miners who I've spoken to, whether it be at summits or my channel or just different avenues. And the people who do it, this people who seem to be able to walk a good balanced line with it are people who do it as a plan B, like myself. So I have a full-time job. I work hard, make a good living, and that takes care of my
Mhm.
responsibilities and my obligations. And I put a lot of time and effort into crypto above it. So it's like I have another full-time job, but these are people who maybe they have restaurants, they do real estate, they have construction, they have some other business, and they're doing this on the side to lend itself to kind of grow, but they're not
Yep.
relying on it as their primary, and then they can weather the bear a lot better than people who
Yep.
just go, tunnel vision. I'm just going to stay at home and I'm going to crypto mine all day. And unless you're rich, it's a gamble.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
think having,
So
a plan A income and then reliable income coming in to take care of your family, your
yep.
bills, take care of your mind,
Yeah,
and then, do crypto as you can with when you can afford it.
yeah, that's so true. So I think, yeah, I also think it's actually the best way to participate in crypto in general because, in a economic downturn, we still want some solid, cash flow flowing into our account, right? So that means a steady job and a good paying job. And yeah, of course we can play crypto, but I think it's still better to be a side hustle, rather than a full-time job, as crypto miner or traders. And that's also what I want to do. So I also, do the full-time job, but I also, buy some coins here or there, just as a hobby, as a side hustle, in a hope it can make me some money for sure.
I think that's a smart strategy, just my experience. Just this way, at least you have to make your stable income for things, or at least have your housing, your bills, your
Yep.
insurance, and all that stuff paid for, and then what you can afford to do, and what you can afford to do and buy and purchase above that, then at least you're kind of safe, no matter. And if it's a bull market, you do great, and if it's a bear market, you can scale back and you're okay. And I think having that balance, that yin and yang, is really essential.
Exactly. So risk management, right? Risk management. Thank you so much again. And I mean, do you have any questions for us? Some maybe about our future plans or anything?
Yeah, I would love to know, I guess too, because I've been again following a lot of your live streams and your different events and stuff like that. I know they're looking into adding more SKUs to the product lines and things like
Yep.
that. And I want to know where you're at. Is there any progress with maybe having, I'd love to be able to find an affordable Bitcoin miner that was actually profitable, or some other things too. Any kind of peek at the horizon for what's the future for jingle mining?
Yeah, so I'm gonna share with you some of the future products we plan to add to our product catalog. So, firstly, it goes with the Bitmain miners, for Cadena. So we are not gonna have the KA3 right now because I have actually spoken to the management team, and what they told me is that after a careful assessment, we think KA3 will not be as profitable because the I think because Bitmain is going to have a more powerful KDA miner than the K3. So we're just gonna wait for that more powerful model to come, and we're gonna bulk order that, and we're gonna distribute it to our customers at a very affordable and reasonable pricing. Because we bulk order a lot. So that means we can get a really, really competitive pricing against our competitors. And number two, we have a Bitcoin miner from Jazz Miner next year, probably January. And I think, given the performance of all Jazz Miner products in the past, Jazz Miner X4 1U, Jazz Miner X4Q, they are all super efficient miners. And I think we can rely on the quality of that Jazz Miner Bitcoin miner and its efficiency. So I'm actually very excited to see that.
I would love to see a Bitcoin jazz miner, because to me, that's a miner. I run my jazz miner, the X4Q. I run it in my home. It's actually even heats my home a little bit too in the
Yep.
cool weather, but it's whisper quiet.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, it's running its thing. It's making some money. To me, that's
Yep.
like it's the ideal thing, and I think it would be even so very attractive to so many other people if they don't have to worry about the noise, the cooling, the other things,
Yep.
and they're very power efficient. So I think that's a great strategy.
Yep, exactly. And I just want to say thank you again, and we really appreciate everything you do for us, and really appreciate the chance you give us to connect with you. And thank you again. Thank you so much. And let's talk more via email. All right.
Definitely.